Hello viewers and welcome back to my radio repair channel. Here we are in Bogor. What are we going to do today? I have this nachtmender Traviata 57. I already have made a video about this about 3 years ago when I was still living in Hunsbroek in the Netherlands. But now it doesn't work. It's been transported here, you know, at international moving company. It's been in a sea container. It's been on the, I think how long? I think about 2 months. I think I had to wait for my stuff to arrive. And here it is. Everything worked, apart from a few little things. But this is not working. I don't know what's wrong with it, but we'll try to find out. Now I have made some footage already about this radio, but also this house. So anybody who's interested, just keep on watching. And if you like, well, I'm not really interested in the house or any other things, you know, skip through it and go directly to the diagnostics, to the radio repair, so to speak. Okay, have fun watching and have a nice time. Well, here we are at the other house. It's, the front yard, well, yard. I think it's what, 3 square meters. And that's more than enough for the neighbor's dog to shit in, so that's all right. Yeah, there isn't much going on here. It needs cleaning. That's it's obvious. Oh, let's go inside. Here's the living room, as they call it. The couch, I put a cloth over it to keep it clean, because I'm not using it very often. It would be a shame if it'd be full of dust. So therefore, actually it's a rather nice couch. You open, you look at the fabric, you know, and the little wood trimmings. It's a nice couch, but like I said, it's for some other time. Oh yeah, by the way, my moped is here. That's good Indonesian style. Have your moped inside the house next to the TV set. I don't have a TV set here, but it's the same idea. This is what I've been working on for about, I don't know, 6 years. Off and on, of course. Gathering parts was, I think, the biggest challenge. Because when I bought it, I only had the frame and the engine. It had a different front fork and different wheels and a different seat. So I had to source all the parts to get it together like this, having this Poeg maxi chopper. So it's almost finished. I can't ride it yet, simply because I don't have a front brake. You see, here's the brake handle. There's no cable. I do have a cable, it's too short. I did order a longer cable already, you know, when I was still gathering parts for it. But it still seemed to be too short, so the remedy is to buy a rear brake cable. That is too long, but you can cut that off, of course, to the length that you want. So, alright, well, that's here's the kitchen. There's still the cardboard box from the fridge. Ladder, little ladder. Here's the fridge. It's important liquids inside. It has cabinets now. In the beginning it didn't have any cabinets. Oh, it looks better now, doesn't it? Apart from the fact that it's full of my tools. A little jerry can with some gasoline, yeah, some 2-stroke oil. Alright, well, a little cooker. It's all good enough for this hobby room. Oh, it has a bedroom as well. It's dark. See if you can get the lights on. Yeah. Oh wow, it's all too close. Yeah, it's a simple bed, but good enough, you know. There's air conditioning, so you can actually cool it here nice. It's a little bathroom. I'll show you that as well then. That's while I'm at it anyway. Oh, this is actually a spare bedroom. It's full of stuff, of course, and some suitcases and Oh yeah, look, my air compressor is here as well. Can you see it? Yeah. So that's a good place to keep it. Here's a little toilet and bathroom. There's the hot water apparatus. Little sink. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Alright, well, let's go upstairs. That's where I have my hobby room. It's pretty much finished. Yeah, let me take the file upstairs. If you're not interested in this stuff, you might as well skip through it quickly. And here it is. Already opened the windows. The windows are not very good, I found out. But last night I was sitting here, it was raining, and the rain was straight coming through the windows. Not much, of course, but it made this wet. And here also, although there is the rubber here, yeah, as you close it, the window should actually close up against the rubber, which it does, but still water managed to get in. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it has to do with this is not being siliconed properly, the corners, I don't know. But we have to solve that. Alright, well, this is then the hobby area, as you some items you might remember from the old days. There's my sign. Here I have a little room with a workbench and some tools, as you can see. Some shelves. It's hard to tell, of course. Some shelves with all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we can actually do something here. Okay, well, let's see what we make a video about. Here's my old record player. Of course it's damaged in transportation. The record player has been on one of my YouTube videos, the older ones. It's the Philips 877. They broke it. As you can see, the dust cover, one of the hinges is completely broke off, and together with that, the tone arm came off because the platter came off. As you can see, I put this on there to stop the platter from moving, yeah, from coming off the spindle, but because they broke the dust cover, the platter was able to come off, and the platter knocked the arm off. It's, well, I don't know if the cables are damaged, I'll have to check that. I haven't done anything with it yet. I had to overcome the shock first. This radio, I think that's the only one that is not working after transportation. I had a quick look at it to look for the obvious, but I couldn't see anything. So maybe that one we will put on the workbench and see what's up with it. Yes, because the other ones are all working and in one piece, except for the one that's behind it here with the, well, you can't see it, but that's the one with the record player in the top. It is working, but some of the wood what do you call it? It came off, so I have to glue that back together, but that should be a little job. So I think we're going to put that thing on the workbench and see what's up with it. So here we go. We have the radio on the workbench, and I plugged it in. I'll switch it on and see what happens. It's the first time I tried it, and that's maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago already. It didn't do anything. The scale plate illumination, nice word, the bulb came on, and that's about the only thing that worked on it. Magical eye is not doing anything so far, but as you know, you have to take your time with these old tube radios. But no. A little crackling noise, but not much. So what could be wrong with it, I don't know. Other frequency, medium wave, FM, say, it's not doing anything. So what could it be? I mean, before I put it on transportation it all worked, and now it doesn't. What I do know, I'll switch it off, there's no point. What I do know is that they didn't handle my stuff really with care. I actually really think as soon as you put on a stick as fragile, that is a reason for them to extra hard throw at it. I don't know. So maybe there is a chance that it's just a broken tube. I mean, on the outside they might look still in one piece, but inside, as you know, there's really small parts. And maybe if they get shaken up a little too much, maybe they break, or you get an internal short or something like that. So, well, turn the radio around, take the back panel off, and see what we find. So, here it is. Turn the radio around. There's nice convenient little screws they put on there, little knobs actually really that you can turn. Real easy, and sometimes, you know, actually do make the maintenance friendly. Well, here's the panel, the back panel. I have to put it here, and well, maybe we want to look for anything obvious. There's my glasses here. Still, they arrived in one piece, well, because I transported these myself. Maybe that says something. Alright. Well, tubes are in the sockets. It doesn't look like one came out. Yeah. But it's always a good way to start with something if you don't know what's wrong with it, is to see if you got all your voltages. So I'm going to check for that, and then I'll switch the camera back on. So here we are, and to put the radio on its back to open the bottom panel. But the good news is we have B+, 329 volts. Yeah, that's okay. Just don't be fooled if your scale plate lamp, if that lights up, yeah, that's only, how many volts was it again? 5-6 volts, and that's coming directly from your transformer. That's it's AC, and also the filaments of your tubes, that's also AC usually. So that doesn't really say much, as only that you have your filament circuit working, but you do need your B+, which we have here. So I have to figure out where else it goes wrong. Well, this is day 2 already. Yesterday I had to stop. Well, had to. My cousin showed up. So just to accompany him, you know, to socialize with him a little bit. So I had to stop, of course. So today, second day, continue with the repair, so to speak. Yeah, so looking back at it yesterday, I measured 329 volts on the B+. That's a bit much actually. So I got the schematic. I actually printed it out. I must have had the schematic already, but I don't know where it went. I mean, you know, I moved to the other side of the world, so things do get, well, not necessarily go missing, but maybe misplaced. So I might find it one day, but then of course I don't need it anymore. Alright, so the schematic is not always a great help, because often times you see that it doesn't perfectly match with the circuit in your radio. Sometimes there are different resistors put in there, or you know, the wiring is just a little bit different from. But that's because this is the schematic from when they first built the radio, and then over time they find out like, oh, maybe it's better if we do this, so they made some changes, but they never changed them on the schematics anymore. It wasn't necessary. If you see how many different radios they built in only 1 year's time. It will be almost undoable, and then most of these schematics were drawn by hand, of course, and not with computer or anything like that, because it didn't have it in those days. It's very simple. All right. So on the schematic there are the voltages, and well, a good Dutch saying is meten is weten. So measuring is knowing. It doesn't rhyme very much in English, but the meaning will be clear. Alright, so what did I do? Let's point my camera towards the schematic and try to give you a little explanation. Well, here we have the schematic. I hope you can see it. Here is the bridge rectifier. That comes from your... oh, well, you can't see it. Yeah. Alright, that comes from your transformer, of course. Here should be plus voltage, goes here. And here the three sections of the filter capacitor. And here it goes over a resistor, as you can see. And then it goes up here, goes through a coil, through R59, and that gives this side its voltage. Now what I measured is that I don't have any voltage on this line, nothing. I do however have voltage here, and on that side of the resistor. So, and nothing is getting hot. So if you would have a capacitor getting hot, or anything, or a resistor, or maybe you could have a short. But I think we have an open circuit, and that could either be the coil or this resistor here, R59. One of the two, I just guess that will be a problem, because we don't have nothing, we have no voltage, and like I said, if you leave the radio on for about, let's say, half an hour, there is nothing gets hot, so there is not a short or anything. So I think something is open, and it could be this, either, like I said, the coil or this resistor. So yeah, let's measure it and see what we find. So if the radio is switched on, the multimeter is connected to, well, one lead to ground, and then we're going to measure on the side, on the resistor on the side of the coil first, to see what we get. Hey, 272 volts. Alright. And we measure on the other side. You get nothing. Yeah, this is one side of the resistor, the coil side, so the coil is fine, otherwise we wouldn't measure anything. The other side of the resistor, yeah, the other side of the resistor, we don't get anything. So this is the coil side, the other side. Here we got nothing. Yeah. Alright, so if you look at the schematic, this is a it's R59. Let me see. Where do we have it? R59 here. Yeah, it sees 1.5 K and 4 watt. That's almost too easy. Yeah. Well, I have to go through my stash of resistors and see if I have a replacement. I probably do. I have a bunch of new resistors, but I also have lots of very old ones that I've been collecting since I'm, I don't know, 10 years old or so. I probably have to go through that box. It has to be 4 watts. Yeah, it has to be at least 4 watts. So yeah, I go through my stash. Well, first I will get the old resistor out of the circuit and test it and see what we get. And then I'll solder in another one and see what happens. Here's the resistor. I just clipped it out of the circuit and put some crocodile clips on quickly and wired it up with my multimeter. As you can see, multimeter is not showing anything. It's, see, makes some difference. If I go like this, it works. Here, nothing. Indeed, we have an open resistor. Now I have another little gimmick from China. You might have seen this thing before. Well, you probably have if you... And this will measure practically any electronic component, and let's see what this one says. Testing, testing. Yeah, see, unknown or damaged part. Alright, well, like I said, we have to go through my stash of resistors and see if we can find one. Indeed, it's 1.5 kilo ohms. So it says on. Can you see that? Maybe you have to hold my hand behind it. Yeah, 1.5 kilo ohm. So, and then I'll find one, I will test it and solder it into the radio and well, see what we get. So, here we have it. Well, already soldered one side of the resistor. I'll use this, what you call that, needle nose plier to keep it a little bit in place, and it's not easy now. The camera is actually in the way, it's there where I want to be. So, let's see if it's a success, because like I said, the distance was a little bit too far for me. I think it is. Yeah, well, there's some sound coming from the speaker already if you touch it. Alright, we'll see if it helped. I will wire up my multimeter again, and then we switch the radio on and see what we get. Here's the multimeter, wired up of course to the other side of the resistor, there where we didn't have any power before. Let's switch the radio on and see what we get. Yep, there you go. It went a bit high, but it always comes down after a short period of time. Alright, so the voltage now on the other side, so that means that, let's see, now we have power on this side. That's what we didn't have before. So this resistor must have been open then. Well, must have been, was open. We proved that already. Alright, see if the radio is working. Getting any sound from it? Oh, wow, I have to pull it forward. Hey, feeling good, like I should. All right. Well, it's working, people. Success. The voltage is nice, it's 220. Let me see. Alright. I don't know if there's any copyright on this music, but let me see, according to the schematic we should have how much? 220 volts, well that's exactly what we have. Right, great. Yeah, we'll see. Well, success, people. Let me see, put this thing down a bit. Well, this is actually my first proper radio repair since I'm in Indonesia. Oh, I left my soldering iron on, it's not a good idea. Let's switch it off. I don't know, like I said, I have no idea if there's copyright on this music, yes or no. So, well, that is it. I can disconnect my multimeter. So it's like to use the crocodile clips. What I actually should do is make some extra leads for my multimeter that already have a crocodile clip on the end. It will make things easier when you're working on these things. That I've never done that before, I don't know. Well, success, you know what that calls for. It's beer time. So I'll have already some tins in the fridge, but they're not cold yet. I just, well, just put them in there. I've just put them in there. It's about, I think, an hour ago or so. and usually I don't drink any beer during daytime, but I need only do that if I fix the radio, for example. But in this case, it's also that the beer is not cold enough to drink yet, so we have to be a little bit patient. But I don't know which environment it will be. Maybe it's still in this hobby room of mine, or maybe it's somewhere outside on my terrace. I don't know. We will see. But that's it. So, I see you at beer tasting then. Oh, well, there we are. Beer time. But before we do the beer tasting, I have to admit that while I was searching for the fault on that radio, there is some footage that I had to do again, because later I found out that I actually was measuring on the wrong side of things. I had mistaken a resistor. So we were looking for resistor R59, and I was measuring on the resistor R41, because if you look at how the radio was built up and you compare that to your schematic, then the first resistor that came off that filter capacitor should have been R59, but it appeared to be R41. So therefore, I also had no power there, that also was no power there, of course. If you look at the schematic, you can see it, it's practically the same part. But there I got confused, and then later when I found out, I'm like, that's not so good, so I recorded that again. So yeah, doesn't matter. At least you got an idea now how easy you can get confused, even if you have the schematic. Try to find the parts from the schematic now in real life in the radio. It's not always easy. Right, what do we have today? It's called Proost. Yeah, that's funny, huh? It's not a Dutch beer. I don't know where it originates from. I actually didn't do any research. I know it's brewed here, but it still doesn't mean that's an original Indonesian beer. Maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Now this is a lager, which have the same brand, Proost, as a Pilsner, and then the label is red instead of blue. This comes from GS Supermarkets. That's a Korean supermarket chain here in Indonesia. But what I've heard is that towards the end of this month, and we're already there, I'm gonna close all of the brands, all of the supermarkets, all of the GS supermarkets. It seems that they are going to get taken over by another supermarket chain. I don't know which one it is, and I don't know if that is true, but I hope so, otherwise I would not know where to get beer, because you cannot buy that everywhere in Indonesia. Alright, open the bottle, let's pour it in the glass. Ooh. Yeah, look, it's a very blonde beer. Nice, I like that. Smells good. Proost. It tastes good too. It's actually rather nice beer. It's a little bit on the sweet side if you compare it to the beers that I'm used to. Yeah, it's not bad, but like I said, I hope I can get more of it. And otherwise maybe you have to order beer online. That is possible over here, so I don't know. It was always nice and convenient to go to the GS supermarket, which we have on this complex. But we will see how that's going to turn out. Okay, this was it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed this beer. So again, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.